Friends. Everyone's favourite sitcom from the 90s, even though it just ripped off Seinfeld, which was a much better and funnier show.
Oh, yeah? Well, the jerk store called. They're running out of you.
But we're not here to break that kind of stuff down. We're here to delve into the weirder side of TV, namely some of the things fans come up with to explain the most random of events. What's weirder is that often these nuggets actually start to make sense. Or we all go as bonkers as the people coming up with this stuff, without realising it end up on the same page. Either way, I'm Simon from Whatculture, and this is the 9 most outrageous Friends fan theories. Number 9. Gunther reserved the couch. One lingering question where Friends is concerned is how in the hell do they always get the same couch? Like, that never happens, especially when your haunt of choice is pretty much slap bang in the middle of New York. You'd be fighting people off with sticks. This all changed when one fan noticed a reserve sign that sits on the table in front of it. On the one hand, this could mean that because they're such regular customers, a couple of them work there and Phoebe performs there, it's just a perk, no pun intended, and they went and sorted that out for themselves. Or maybe it's Gunther's doing. After all, if he does this, he can get a good view of Rachel every day, his secret love, and by doing so, he hopes such an act of kindness will win her affections. Well, it didn't, my friend, but at least you tried. Number 8. Phoebe was a genius. Phoebe is portrayed on the show as an idiot, or at best a kooky ditzy so-and-so, but there's a very high chance this may be doing her a huge disservice. In fact, she may very well be in charge of the whole group. Take when she has a debate with Ross over the theory of evolution. This is essentially what Ross's entire job is, but after going a few rounds with Phoebe, he admits there is a tiny possibility it may not have happened. All of this too was done to mess with him, to game, a well thought out rib, and Ross eventually succumbs to it. At one point she even admits that she sees herself as the puppet master of the group. Maybe she is far smarter than she lets on, pulling all the strings in the background. No one ever saw it coming. Number 7. Ross has Asperger's.
It's a serious disorder.
It really is.
Asperger.
For some reason, fans think Ross may have Asperger's. Why? Well, mostly because even though he's quite smart, he also gets himself into a lot of kerfuffles, like the spray tan incident, and comes across as socially awkward. A lot of people have also said he shares a lot of these traits, although it could just be that he is a bit awkward. It's never referenced on this show, but his love for science, puzzles, his genuine demeanour, and not liking ice cream because it was too cold have led individuals to this end result. Make of that what you will. Number 6, they're all just high schoolers. We all love shows that end on a "it was just a dream" note, which is not true, because 9 times out of 10 that's always terrible. But there is a theory that supports this in terms of Friends, although in this instance, it's one when they're actually just kids in school dreaming about their future. So Ross is really into science, thus works in a museum. Monica is fat, so becomes a chef. Rachel is a daddy's girl and becomes an independent working woman. Joey realises his dreams of becoming an actor. Chandler escapes his parents, and Phoebe puts her tragic past behind her. That's why the series ends once they've all reached their goals in adult life. There's no more wishing or hoping to do. Now we just go back to reality and have to try and achieve that for real. And if they don't, well, they screwed up. Number 5. Monica developed OCD after losing weight. Monica is a clean freak and does have OCD. That's no secret, and it's made very clear throughout the show. That's not enough for some fans though. They have to take it to a whole new level, and it goes like this. Monica started comfort eating as a way to deal with her parents' favouritism towards Ross, her brother. Before this, she had OCD, which then returned in the form of cleaning once she lost the weight. In the episode The One That Could Have Been, when she's back to being fat Monica, she's shown to be much more carefree. The OCD is always there, it's just that it changed between cleaning and eating, and now it's back to cleanliness again. So now you know that. Number 4, the NBC shared universe. Everything has a shared universe these days. If you look hard enough, you're probably part of one as well. Just the way of things. Friends is no different. It starts with Mad About You, where Lisa Kudrow appeared in numerous episodes as her twin Ursula. Then on the flip side to that, there was Jamie from that series, played by Helen Hunt, who appeared in Friends and mistook Phoebe for her sister. Mad About You also exists in the same universe as Seinfeld, as Jamie's husband Paul sublets his flat to Kramer and also complains that he never liked his comedian neighbour, which in this scenario is Jerry Seinfeld. That means that Mad About You is in the same universe as both Friends and Seinfeld, so in a roundabout way, should surely mean that the latter two are also part of the same world.
Dogs and cats living together. That's hysteria.
And rest. Number 3, Ross lost custody of Ben. After season 8, episode 12, Ross's son Ben is never seen again, and he only gets brief mention subsequently. This vanishing act has baffled fans for years, but there may be an explanation. Ross has proven time and time again he's a terrible father. He sang a song about big butts to Emma, his daughter, forced Ben to play with a G.I. Joe rather than a Barbie, doesn't take him to his own London wedding, uses him to get Sting tickets, and ignores him at Monica and Chandler's wedding. He also has rage issues, so all in all, he's a bad parent. So maybe ex-wife Carol simply had enough and won sole custody of her child, leaving Ross out in the cold. That's why we never see him again. Number 2. Phoebe was a meth addict. Phoebe was a bit of an outsider in terms of friends. She lived out the way, wasn't related or dating any of them, was a bit weird. One fan theory suggests that there's a dark reason for this. A dark reason. We all know Phoebe lived on the streets in her younger days, and maybe during this time she became a meth addict. She remains a drug fiend to this day, so everything we witness comes from her standing outside Central Perk looking at this group of friends and imagining herself as part of their lives, because that's all she ever wanted. The series ends with Phoebe walking away from the coffee house past a shop called Ursula where she catches her reflection, wink wink nudge nudge, and then she goes back to her home in the park and sits on a bench in front of a fountain with a broken lamp next to it. It begins raining and she puts up a brightly coloured umbrella. Doesn't sound like a super healthy lifestyle to me. Number 1. The entire cast are all patients in a mental asylum. Bringing together some points we've already raised, this theory suggests each of the friends is in a mental asylum and have made up this perfect life for themselves to hide the truth. They all have a trigger incident too. Chandler was scarred by his parents' relationship, Monica was bullied for being overweight, and Ross has abandonment issues. Then there's Joey, who is well too promiscuous and desperate for attention, Rachel is a sociopath, and Phoebe can never get over the suicide of her mother. That's why they all get their own perfect ending in this series as well. Joey becomes famous, Phoebe gets a family, Monica marries the man who bullied her the most, Rachel defies her father and learns how to live her own life, and Chandler finds a stable relationship. Naturally, there's also the justification for how and why they spend all their time sat around drinking coffee when they should be working. And they all have dream jobs, and live in amazing apartments without paying the proper amount of money. Something seems up with this to me. Know of any other crazy fan theories about Friends? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I'm Simon from Whatculture, and I'll talk to you again soon.